Hi everyone. We are discussing about negotiation skills. What is negotiation? Negotiation is a type of discussion used to settle disputes and reach agreements between two or more parties. Generally, a negotiation results in a compromise where each party makes a concession for the benefit of everyone involved. Negotiations occur frequently within a workplace and may occur between co-workers, department, or between employee and employer. Professionals may negotiate contract terms, project timelines, compensation, and more. Negotiations are both common and important, so it's helpful to understand the types of negotiation you might encounter as well as how to improve your negotiation skills. Negotiation skills are qualities that allow two or more parties to reach a compromise. These are often soft skills and include abilities such as communication, persuasion, planning, strategizing, and cooperating. Understanding these skills is a first step to become a stronger negotiator. Next is process of negotiation. In that first is preparation. Before any negotiation takes place, a decision needs to be taken as to when and where the meeting will take place to discuss a problem and who will attend. Setting a limited time scale can also be helpful to prevent disagreement continuing. Undertaking preparation before discussing the disagreement will help to avoid further conflict and unnecessary wasting time during the meeting. Second is discussion. During this stage, individual or members of each side put forward the case as they see it, that is, their understanding of a situation. Sometimes it is helpful to take notes during the discussion stage to record all the points put forward in the case there is a need for further clarification. It is extremely important to listen as when disagreement takes place. It is easy to make the mistake of saying too much and listening too little. Each side should have an equal opportunity to present the case. Third is clarifying goals. From a discussion, the goals, interest, and viewpoint of both sides of disagreement need to be clarified. It is helpful to list these factors in order of priority. Through this clarification, it is often possible to identify or establish some common ground. Clarification is an essential part of a negotiation process. Without it, misunderstandings are likely to occur, which may cause problems and barriers to reaching a beneficial outcome. Next is negotiation towards a win-win outcome. This stage focuses on what is termed a win-win outcome, where both sides feel they have gained something positive through the process of negotiation, and both sides feel their point of view has been taken into consideration. A win-win outcome is usually best result, although this may not always be possible. Through negotiation, it should be ultimate goal. Next is agreement. Agreement can be achieved once understanding of both side viewpoint and interests have been considered. It is essential for everybody involved to keep an open mind in order to achieve an acceptable solution. Any agreement needs to be made perfectly clear so that both sides know what has been decided. At last, implementing a course of action. From the agreement, a course of action has to be implemented to carry through the decision and checking how the agreement has worked or not. Thank you.
Now you got an idea about what negotiation is. And now let me say how to negotiate and some tips for negotiation. Before you are going for a negotiation with someone, take the perspective of that person you are negotiating with. Try to think where he is coming from and what's going on inside his head and act accordingly. Next one is ask for more than you really want. Let's say if you're negotiating a job offer and you really want a $5,000 increase in your salary, ask for $10,000. After hearing this, your manager probably going to say you are asking for too much, but that's okay. At least you get the $5,000 and that's what you really want. The next one is when you have to decline an offer, never take the responsibility for no. When you take the responsibility for no, the other person could get defensive and that's not good. Be the good guy and never take the blame for no. And the other one is listen more and talk less. And never ever accept the first offer. The first offer won't be the best offer for you. If anyone put an offer in front of you, there will always be a better offer behind it. And aim for a win-win negotiation. Create a rapport with the person you are negotiating with. And know what you want before negotiating. It's like planning and decide your destination. Treat negotiation as a game. As a gamer, you should know the rules, skills, strategies, steps of that negotiation. And there is also some barriers for negotiation like lack of trust, communication problems, gender and cultural difference, die-hard bargainers, etc.
Negotiation techniques. First one, prepare, prepare, prepare. Enter a negotiation without proper preparation and you have already lost. Start with yourself. Make sure you are clear on what you really want out of the arrangement. Research the other side to better understand their needs as well as their strength and weakness. Second one, pay attention to timing. Timing is important in any negotiation. Sure, you must know what you ask for, but also be sensitive to when you ask for it. There are many times to press ahead and times to wait. Third one, leave behind your ego. The best negotiator either don't care or don't show the care about who gets credit for successful deal. Their talent is in making the other side feel like a final agreement was all their idea. Fourth one, ramp up your listening skill. The best negotiators are the often quiet listeners who patiently let others have the floor while they make others' case. They never interrupt, encourage the other side to talk first. That helps us to up the negotiation Aldous Maximus. Fifth one, if you don't ask, you don't get. Another tenet of negotiating is go high or go home. As a part of your preparation, define your highest justifiable price. As long as you can, argue convincingly. Don't be afraid to aim high. Take it or leave it. Offer you are usually about of place. Sixth one, anticipate compromise. You should expect to make concessions and plan what they might be. Never take their first offer, even if it is better than you had hoped for. Practice your best look of disappointment and politely decline. You never know what else you can get. Rules of negotiation. Rule number 1. Everything is negotiable. This does not mean you are always going to get what you want or win every negotiation, but you must remember what everything is potentially up for negotiation. Rule number 2. Know what you want before negotiating. Always know about the result you want. Your bottom line, you are commencing negotiation. Rule number 3. Aim for a win-win negotiation. Win-win is created when we help the another person to get what they want, while we get what we want, so that both parties feel they want. To achieve this, never offend the other party. And don't assume that the times of your agenda are the same as those on the other party's agendas. There may be one or more too similar items of your list, but the order may be different. Rule number 4. Treat negotiating as a game. When it comes negotiation, you need to be involved, but not too much. If you are too much emotionally involved, you will lose your perspective and make emotional rather than subjective decisions. Like all games, you must understand the rules. Rule number 5. Never believe anyone else entirely your side. Trust yourself. You have your own interest and entirely at heart. Rule number 6. Strive to be innocent. To power negotiators, smart is dumb and dumb is smart. When you are negotiating, you are better off acting as you if you know less than everybody else does not more. Rule number 7. Ask questions. Power negotiators are never afraid to ask questions to another parties for an advice, or asking questions tend to establish or climate of trust. If you are not happy with the response of you get, try to ask another question such as, why do you want say that?
Outcomes of negotiation. First one is win-win negotiation. It is a careful exploration of both of your own position and that of your opposite member in order to find a mutual acceptable outcome that gives you both as much as you want as possible. If you both walk away happy with what you have gained from the deal, then this is win-win negotiation. Second one is loss-loss negotiation. It is adopted when one negotiating partner feels that his own interests are threatened and he does all he can to ensure the outcome of the negotiation is not suitable to the interest of the other party as well. In this bargaining, both the parties end up being lost. Third one is win-loss negotiation. Win-loss bargaining is probably the most familiar form of negotiating that is undertaken. Individuals decide what they want, then each side takes up an extreme position such as asking the other side for more than they expect to get. Last one is mixed approach. Negotiation employs aspects of both win-win and win-loss approach. The idea is to create additional value so both the parties have some of their interest met, but with an understanding that newly created value might not be enough for everyone to get the same amount or everything they want. Negotiation styles. First one is competing. Negotiators that exhibit these styles are assertive, self-confident, and focused on deal and results. These individuals tend to pursue their own concern, sometimes at their counterpart's expense, and in extreme can become aggressive. Second one is avoiding. Negotiators that execute this style are generally less assertive and apprehensive. They prefer to avoid stepping into or creating tension. They stay neutral, objective, or remove from the situation or leave the responsibility to their counterpart. Third one is accommodating. Negotiators that exhibit this style focus on maintaining relationship with other parties. They tend to smoothen one's tension, minimize difference, and are most concerned with maintaining a good rapport and satisfying the needs of the other parties. Last one is collaborating. Negotiators that exhibit this style are often honest and communicative. They focus on finding novel and creative solutions that fully satisfy the concern of the parties and suggest many ideas for consideration before deciding. Thank you.